Steve, it's some people's favorite time of the year. Some people cannot stand it. Christmas movies. I don't know how you can't stand it because you are the Grinch, which will bring us right into a couple of our top movies. We've got 3 different categories we're going with here, okay?
Interesting.
Comedy, rom-com, action. I'm probably going to say I'll be a rom-com expert. You're probably going to be the action expert.
Let's do it.
Let's jump in comedy first, though, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to give you a couple options. You've got Home Alone, Scrooge, Grinch, and then my personal favorite, Charlie Brown's Christmas. You cannot.
How can you throw that in there? That kind of like, that's like a classic every year.
You can't open presents until you watch it.
No competition.
Or the Macy's Christmas Day Parade. Like, that's not even a movie, but it's like a tradition. Maybe this isn't comedies, maybe this is just the tradition movie of the year. So you have to pick one of those as your absolute tradition. Christmas morning, you're watching it before you open presents. What is it?
So for me, because it just fills my heart as a child, it's like me watching Goonies. Home Alone just does it for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's one of those movies where, you know, you wake up and it's like, all right, I'm gonna open these gifts for my family, and the house is empty, and you're like, what's going on? You know, and then you just go through this adventure of people trying to break into your home, and it's just like, as a child, like, that was it for me.
Yeah.
You know, so that really was an amazing movie for me, and it's something that I'll never forget. Home Alone 1, 2, 3. It could be Home Alone 50. I'm all in.
I'm all in for them.
Yeah. How about yourself?
I do love Home Alone. That is more like leading into Christmas. I think Charlie Brown's Christmas kind of gets me every year. Or the Grinch. The Grinch is really pretty. I think the Grinch is a classic. Jim Carrey only. That's the only option. I mean, not the only. I know there's many others that other people love.
But
how do you beat Jim? How do you beat that? How do you beat Dr. Seuss's original Grinch, Jim Carrey, the whole 9 yards?
The man's still on Saturday Night Live now, you know, doing skits. The guy's just amazing talent. So you know he went on.
He used to don't get me wrong, it terrified me when I was younger. Like, I was truly afraid of the Grinch. But I think comedies, we've got a couple top ones. We'll jump to rom-coms, which I know you're kind of like over my head, put my hands up.
I'm going to sip my wine as you talk about.
That's what I'll do while you do action. I'm not even really going to touch on Love Actually. It's good. Like, don't get me wrong. It's good. I'm not going to discredit a movie. But Four Christmases it is the epitome of what it is like to go to 4 different family members' houses on Christmas. One, you're pulling down the lights off the top of the roof. The other one, you're playing board games with your best friend who married your mom, who's now your stepdad. I mean, you've got all the family dynamics you can get in there in one movie. And it's up there for me. If you haven't seen it, it's underrated. Vince Vaughn, Reese Witherspoon.
I think I'm going to take a look this holiday season with my wife. We'll have the heated blanket. Have the heated blanket, some La Crema, and I'm gonna think about what you said and just lock in.
Just lock in. Do it.
So when it comes to holiday action movie, I'm all in on this. So you have Lethal Weapon, which is a classic.
But I've never seen.
But when you talk about Die Hard,
which I've never seen.
That is it. Bruce Willis is a man of men, a New York City police officer who goes to LA to visit his estranged wife and kids. And he goes to a holiday party that she's having at Nakatomi Tower, which is one of the staples of the movie. People just remember that part, right? Then you have terrorists. You have a New York police officer, terrorists in LA. It's action, action, and more action. And then you add the strange wife. That's even more action because you know it's going to be fireworks all day, all over. So it was just an amazing movie. I think Die Hard is just one of the classics that you just sit down, lock in. If I'm going to lock in on Love Actually, you need to watch Die Hard this holiday season.
I will watch it, and you can give me your synopsis on mine. I'll give you my synopsis on yours, but we want the synopsis from you as well. What are some of your favorite Christmas movies? Are they on the total opposite spectrum of what we've talked about, or are you agreeing with Steve and I over here? Because if you aren't, then you're wrong. So
I definitely want to hear what everybody has to say on this.
I just need suggestions.
Yes.
We're gonna be inside anyway.
Right. Hours and hours of holiday movies.
Yes. Be quarantined in Christmas time.